Hey there, how you doing, friend? Welcome to Soulvine. This is Jamie. We are checking in for the energies. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising will be the most dominant. Let's see what is going on and how we can best support your journey today. I hope the new moon energy has been kind to you, and you've had a moment to take some inventory of the things that you want to manifest. It is a really great time, and to look at it, and if you're going to write a note or put it in your journal, and check back in November when we have the full moon in Taurus. So new moon in Taurus to full moon in Taurus. All right, major energies right now. Wow. Let's go with the full first, popping out. We've got the Hermit energy. We've got the Ace of Wands. We have got the Emperor and Knight of Swords. What else is going on? Ten of Pentacles, the Moon, Page of Wands, Five of Wands. Underneath, the King of Wands. So I'm not sure if you're dealing with a King of Wands energy, so a fire sign, Leo, Sag, Aries, or something in relation to a project or leading and making something happen, being aligned to some form of goal, aspiration, and getting really creative and motivated just to take charge in that. But it's also too, lifting up your standards around certain things. So, all right. The Fool, the Hermit, the Ace of Wands. I'm just connecting into the energy. So there's some reflection here, it seems, about a new beginning. You've got the Fool and the Ace of Wands, very strong new beginning energy, which seems to be related to this Emperor energy. Again, it could be a masculine, could be work-related, with also the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles kind of sitting here. The energy seems like there's something that someone could be keeping to themselves, wanting to communicate, but are in a little bit of an internal battle potentially in sharing something after something has happened or been discussed at some point. It's interesting because I know yesterday's read, there's a little bit of interference energy going on right now for some of you, where you're trying to achieve some goal or get towards something, whether it's a person or a situation in particular. It just seems like you're combating a situation, and this could be like trying to close out a cycle or some lesson to learn. But I think it's also too coming into connection with the things that you want, but also finding that camaraderie with a particular person or a particular situation at the same time that is outside where you're trying to go. And what I mean by that is whatever this interference energy is like being able to combat that on your path towards something that you're trying to achieve with someone or for yourself or for your family. Now, I'm just getting a sense here, whatever's happened with this new beginning, there's some reflection about the movement forward or the step forward. We do have Aries energy again, which is coming up quite strongly here. As well with the Emperor. So I don't know if there's any reflection on what the things that you've been wanting to do or looked at or focused on or leaned into through Aries season. But Aries is also a lot about how you put yourself out into the world, a lot about your individuality. And I feel like there's some reflection here on some path that you want to go and what it looks like, what it feels like, and trying to make choices here that are also give you that spark and give you that. The word it's giving me, interestingly, is grace. And I think why grace, the energy of grace is coming in here, is giving yourself some grace and giving yourself some gentleness and giving yourself some support in what you need and what feels aligned to you and gets you invigorated here. Because whatever this is in terms of this new beginning, dealing with this Emperor energy, whatever it is that you're trying to come into connection with or create or lead, there's still this element of A little bit of frustration with this Knight of Swords, but also to, I think recognizing that no path is straightforward. Knight of Swords, while it can be a lot around communication, it can be a lot around our thoughts, there's this back and forth energy around it. It could be the presence or the connection or the shape of a relationship dynamic. It could also be related to the work that you want to do that allows you to feel successful, that allows you to feel whole, that allows you to feel like you have succeeded and you have made it in a certain area of your life. But with this moon energy, like I said, the Page of Wands and the Five of Wands, there just seems to be something here that has not been fully expressed or fully shared perhaps on what someone wants to do. Someone's reflecting here, okay, on this path forward. So some of you could be questioning a relationship dynamic right now, the path forward, wanting a new beginning. Maybe some of you want to change the work that you're doing. Maybe some of you want to, take a bit of a different direction in the way something is going. But it just seems like there's something that's being held back here with this moon energy. Or something you're waiting to see and learn. And there's a little bit of conflict behind it. A little bit of tension behind it. With this Knight of Swords and the Five of Wands, while the tension's different, this is more on a mental and conversational front. The Five of Wands is more the way of doing things. Maybe there are people in conflict here around a situation. Maybe you're hoping, someone who's more dominating or more in charge will handle a situation, take the lead in the situation. Maybe this is you or someone else that you're leaning into or relying upon. I also feel here, Pisces, there's a part of you too that maybe wants people to see something that you're not seeing, in the way someone's showing up, in the way of someone's behavior. Maybe you feel like someone's playing a really good game and hiding behind the scenes of, maybe out in the world they come across like innocent and, they're always doing the right thing, but maybe that's not right or that's not correct. So let's see furthermore what's going on underneath and challenging this situation or influencing this situation as a whole. Ten of Swords. I know that came up in reverse. I don't read reversals if you're new here. But on that note, there is something I'm going to pay attention to. Let's just see here. Okay, Two of Wands. And then we've got the Strength energy underneath. So Leo energy showing up here. For some of you, this is work related. There could be some contemplation about not wanting to, again, go a certain path and direction. Maybe you're looking for a new path right now and looking at, where you've been, how things have been showing up in your life, how things are making you feel. And maybe there's something here that you want a new path and you want a new direction. Maybe you don't want to work as hard as you've been working. Maybe some of you have been studying a lot or looking at studying again. But whatever this is, it's like you're trying to look at some new plans or a path forward. If this is related to a relationship dynamic, maybe you're recognizing that, again, people have been busy. Someone here may have not been putting a lot of time, effort, or energy into this situation. Has just been a lot more focused on work. But there seems like there wants to be a shift or a change here underneath around some new journey forward, making new plans, maybe going to travel, maybe going to explore a new path or a new journey for yourself when it comes to the work that you do, the activity and things you put out into the world. You do have the Strength energy, the Devil, and the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. Again, this is kind of like an energy that I feel like is taking over a bit, okay? again, I just feel this little bit of interference energy. I don't know if it's a mindset or a person or a situation that's showing up here, or something that, you know, you may be doing or you may be feeling about something. It just seems like, I think there's some situation perhaps you're wanting to control or trying to control, or someone's doing that of you. And it could be about, well, where do I invest? Where is the path that I can go, that I can see this success, that when I put the time, effort, and energy in, I also get the benefit out of it. And it's not always doing things for benefits, right? I think at the end of the day that there's things that are reciprocal, but when you're focused more on your future and your life and your goals, you want to know that where you're putting your time, effort, and energy, that it's a place of abundance, it's a place of growth. And that's what seems to be the focus here. But there are challenging components for some reason that are rearing its head right now, Pisces. And I think that's something that you're trying to manage and control, but you may be feeling like, well, I can't control people, but but I can control myself. I'm in charge of me and how I show up and what I want to do. And I think this is a part of it, is the chance you want to take on something here, this new beginning that you want to connect into and feel, you know, more alive about or with. But something or someone is just potentially not on the same page, or someone here is kind of holding back their true colors a little bit, is what it feels like. I just see you want to get out of something or try something different, or just hope that something changes, right? At the end of the day. I feel like you just don't want to keep moving forward the way things are, because something's challenging here, or inflicting a little bit of uneasiness. That's probably the better word here. Let's see where this is all going. Five of Swords. So again, there's still some conflict or some back and forth energy here that's challenging you, that's weighing on you. I don't know if it's a conversation that's been had, or you seeing something that other people can't see, and it's bothering you. We've got the Nine of Cups. We've got the Ace of Cups here. I quite like this. There seems to be something here also about being chosen. We've got the Chariot energy. Underneath, we've got the Three of Swords, and last card out in terms of where this is going is the Star energy. Three of Swords, Ace of Swords, and Four of Pentacles. I feel like someone's holding back how they feel about a situation, you know. Again, I feel like you've got someone or a situation in your life, Pisces, that, you know, is causing a little bit of conflict or challenge for you, and you're trying to bear the situation, it seems, or navigate it. It could be something on the home front, or something too about everything seems to want to relate back to the home and your own successes, okay? But it's also about your own path and journey, the work that you're doing, your purpose, you know, being recognized. Again, there's something about being chosen that I feel is coming up here. And whatever conflicts you're experiencing internally or with someone, maybe like, again, there's conversations that are happening and you're not enjoying the conversations, you know, or what's coming out of it. And maybe you're holding back how you feel because you don't want there to be, you know, more issues. But that is also, you know, that's putting a bit of burden on you, right? By not speaking your truth as well. And sometimes I get about keeping the peace, but it's weighing on you, or it's weighing on someone here in this situation. With the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Cups, there feels like there's strong desire here for things to be recognized, that, you know, there can be a fresh start here. There can be a place and a direction where things feel good, where people can recognize what makes them happy, that people can also bring that energy towards a situation and give to this if they really want to. And I think that's also something you're recognizing about your own life and what that is and what that means for you. And this is whatever's coming in here with this Nine of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Chariot and the Star. I feel that this is something you've been desiring as well, or been hopeful for, that whatever this is happening, you can get out the other side here and things are actually really good. I do feel like you have kind of like that angel on your shoulder kind of energy. I feel that protective energy around you, whether that's, someone here in the physical, or just that guide and that energy in spirit supporting you, because I feel like you're overcoming whatever these challenges are, or you're experiencing over the next few days of this week. And again, with this Nine of Cups and Ace of Cups, it's there's some satisfaction here that's arriving. There's something here that is feeling good about this direction, and it's where things are heading and where things are leading, and you feel very determined here. And like I said, what you've been holding out for, it's like you're waiting for it to arrive. And I like that, because that's really strong energy in trusting in something is going to turn out the right way or turn out to be supportive, because this energy is really showing up in that space. I do want to get a couple more here. I just want to get a couple more here on what we need to know about this situation. So I've got the Temple Path and a man holding a heart. It's kind of this energy, Pisces, that feels like right now, wherever you go, there's a certain path that you're meant to be on, okay? And I feel like, this came up last week, all paths lead to Rome or lead to home. I know I think there was 3 or 4 different versions you guys also shared with me, but whatever this path is and wherever it goes to, it's a very fulfilling place. You've got something or someone in your life that I feel really nurtures or brings a very nurturing energy into your life. Whether it's your workplace, whether it's at home, whether it's a new partnership, a new connection, I just feel like there's a certain path that you're meant to be on. And whatever this path is, you're safe in it. You're safe in it with this energy. So again, I don't know if this is a soulmate energy. I don't have soulmate energy directly showing up, but it just feels like a very trusted journey that you're on with whoever or whatever this man holding a heart represents. It's like a King of Cups energy. So there's a lot of love, a lot of care, a lot of nurturing, but also being led, very healthily led, very supportively led in some way, whether this is you or someone that you're dealing with. It's a masculine energy though. So it's someone who's leading the path. Chariot is also about leading. It's also about success. It's also about a journey and making progress. And that's what I feel like. You know, when something's just meant for you, that's what this feels like. There's something that's meant for you. So even in this conflict, even in these challenges, I feel like something or someone's really got you. They've got you wrapped up in a love heart bow, if you want to call it that, that just is really here with you for the ride, for the long haul. And that's what this feels like. So, I don't know for some of you, who this interference or what this challenging conversations are happening or the thoughts that are coming up, but there's something very purposeful here that I feel is meant for you, whether it's, again, related to the career, related directly to home, or, a partnership of some kind. But I just, whatever this is, something is going to change, even if you might feel a bit in the thick of it, and it's going to change for the positive. But I think there's also a part of you to recognize what that is and whether people are also willing to participate on that road with you. And you're going to know. It doesn't mean it's going to be straightforward. Okay. But I feel like there are going to be conversations, and I do feel like someone is holding back a little bit on how they feel or what they want to express here because they don't want conflict, which is understandable. But I think until you kind of share what's coming up, I feel that's the only way for things or people or situations to release and either get on the same page or not. But I can see until you share some truths, you may not be able to fully move past this or build upon whatever this thing is that you want to build upon. Look at this. You've got the King of Pentacles and the Empress energy, and then the Nine of Pentacles. So there's a lot here around growth and stability and financial gain and abundance. Okay. So this has a pretty significant piece of your, I feel, life path and your journey, whatever this is. And you know, you don't have the conversations, you don't ask, you're never going to know. The answer's always going to be no, or you just keep carrying on and maybe never know. And I think something here kind of needs to be released or unlocked as part of this to release the burden that's being felt. And there's some truth that needs to be either shared or learnt, or just gaining clarity on something and whatever that is, and moving forward in the way that you need to support you, to support your growth and to support where you're meant to be. Because there's some path that you're meant to be on, or you're being called, or you're being led, and there's a bit of a wrestling point. But like I said, I feel like there's a safe person or a safe situation that's just going to keep carrying with you. And it feels very, very protective. So I really like that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, dear friend. I hope you've had a good start to the week. And yeah, I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye now.